Well, hello. We are back. Life is still busy.
Oh my gosh. This is my first year being a wrestling mom. You kind of know the routine, but yeah, it's busy.
It is, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I was exhausted yesterday when we got back. I was in bed before 9 o'clock, and that hardly ever happens anymore.
Yeah.
We were up so early and on the road so early that we were kind of wiped by the time we got back from the tournament.
Yeah.
And then it's just a lot. While you're in that gym.
Yes.
I mean, you have a range of sometimes preschoolers all the way up to, I think, like 4th and 5th grade.
Yes.
And their families are there. And as the kids get older, it just gets more intense.
And I don't know, I just kind of like noticed this last time. What is it about the wrestling gym area where this is just a feral space?
Yes.
It just seems like kids are running around. I don't want to say unsupervised, but it's
kind of
it's a
organized chaos. Maybe more on the chaos end.
Yeah. But some of the older kids, I want to be like, come on, like,
I know.
You know, I want to be patient with the little ones and like whatever, and everyone's like excited and hopped up. But just some of the older, I want to be like, come on, what are you doing here?
I know.
Walk or sit or do what, you know.
Yeah, just hold still. Just
Yeah.
hold still. I really do enjoy coming here the day after to see you because it's just a sense of calm.
Yes. Yeah. But this week I noticed just the gym setup. I don't know if it's the extra seating or whatever it was, but it didn't seem that first week I was not okay. That was really chaotic.
Be a shock to the system. Yeah. Some of John's friends' parents, so like his high school wrestling days and stuff, you know, he still keeps in touch with them and whatever, but they'll say things like, oh yeah, you're turning into a mat mom, you're a wrestling mom, like you've got it. I don't mean to go down when the boys are wrestling and, you know, start yelling, and it's not in a bad way, but it's, you know, like, come on, you've got this, and just being loud. I never pictured myself being there, but I'm there. I'm 100% a wrestling mom now.
I feel like the kids have so many people yelling direction that I just try to be when he gets out of that move or he stands up, because they kept telling him to stand up, and when he does, I try to cheer loud then instead of like also yelling to stand up. Like,
you're such a good cheerleader.
How many people does he need
to say stand up?
Yeah.
I thought about that. They're probably like, I know to stand up. Yeah. It's like if we're running in a race or something and they're like, run faster. You're like, I know. Thanks. Just tell me good job.
Run faster. Okay, run fast. Yeah.
I got it. I'll remember that for next time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, this week's episode, I thought we could talk about something where maybe you might not want to run faster.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This is Run in Her Shoes podcast with Amber
and Robin,
where we talk about balancing life, work, and running.
As busy moms juggling life, we want to provide a community where we encourage taking time for your mental and physical health on your running journey.
Join us weekly as we talk about our favorite races, gear, and goals as amateur runners, 1 mile at a time. So before I called myself a runner, I didn't realize all the different avenues that you can run, like all the different styles, the different tracks. Like, it's really cool to see how versatile it is.
Yeah.
And so this week I wanted to talk about trail running.
Okay, cool.
Our area is known for trails.
Yes.
And there's still so much left for us to explore in that area.
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
So trail running, it's not something that we do all the time. It's not something I'm opposed to learning more about.
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking it up, and I thought that this was a good comparison, is that trail running is what mountain biking is to road cycling.
Yeah.
So, like, I would be more of a road cycler. You know, I pretty much just run on the roads around the area.
Well, that's because you go out your front door.
I'm so lucky.
Right? Yeah.
To do that. Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's what's available out your front door.
Yes.
If I want to trail run, that means getting in my car.
Yes.
Driving. It's a little bit more like involved.
Yeah, planning your day out possibly a little bit more depending on where you're going.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, so I found a great reference. His name is Kale, so he calls it Trail with Kale. Trail and Kale.
Funny. Okay.
Like that. And he's got some really good tips, techniques, that sort of thing to keep in mind while you are trail running.
Okay.
So first and foremost, good shoes.
Yes.
You can't go in your regular tennis shoes to go trail running.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get hurt.
Well, and I would say just running in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just if it's something you're like looking at pursuing, like please go to like a shoe running store. We're so lucky we have such a great one here in town. They were so like attentive and like, where do you plan on running? Like, you know, like, and so, so please invest in good shoes.
Please do. Your body, your feet will thank yourself later on. And some of his shoe recommendations were the Nike Terra Kiger 9. Very versatile, but can also do it all. And then also the Nike Zyia. I don't know if that's exactly how you say it, but that one's designed more for steep, rocky terrain, and it's a little bit more technical. And some of our favorite shoes, I'm sorry if I'm speaking for both of us, but I feel like our Topos are wonderful.
Yeah.
And my style is a little bit different than yours. Like the bottom of my shoes have just some more traction to it. Like they almost feel like cleats in a way. So I would feel comfortable doing trail running with these shoes because they have really good grip and aren't like flat on the bottom. So my style of Topos are great for trail running also. But things to think about when you are going trail running is that in your mind you should expect to go slower. Statistically, you're going to go about 15 to 20% slower than what we would do on the roads.
Gotcha.
So it's not something that you're going to be like, I'm going to do a personal record for this mile time. Not the best of ideas because there's just a lot of different terrain, rocks, that gravel is going to be slippery, so you've got to be more aware about where you're stepping when you're on those trails. And the front part of your legs are going to be taking a lot more stress, especially on the downhill. So you've got to be like cognizant about how you're going down, that you're picking up your legs, and because there's just so much more pressure. So I remember you told me this tip and you knew about it like from the beginning, like trail running is like where you're looking. Yeah.
So I think I was pretty new in town because I kind of forgot that I did this, but years ago I did a day, like a trail running clinic.
Oh,
do you remember me doing that?
Vaguely.
Yeah. And so they were kind of talking about this, and it was just one of the things that stuck in my head. But you know, when you're road running or whatever, I mean, I definitely try to be aware of my surroundings, but as far as where your feet are going to hit, like when I run around my house, I know that it's like road.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like tripping over, hopefully not like a log or a rock or something.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah. So in trail running, you want to be looking ahead to not get right in front of you, but looking ahead so you can plan your feet placement.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Really good one. And then if you want to avoid falling, which I do, slow down, take smaller steps, make sure you're picking up your feet, focus where you're going, and then like you said, looking ahead. But there's some must-haves, I feel like, when you are out and about trail running, because like you said, it's more of a planned out day. You're going into maybe more wilderness, different environment than just running around your house. So hydration. Yeah. Number one, which you have your vest. Yes. I bought mine because you bought yours. But it's got like the great different bladders to fill up for the water.
Yeah. So mine's a Salomon because it was recommended to me by a great running friend. But yeah, it can hold 2 little bladders up front, and then it can also hold a bigger, like 1.5 or 2 liter in the back. So, but then, I mean, like we'll talk about, I mean, there's so much, they're designed so well now, so I stay pretty cool in it, but there's just like 1,000 pockets so I can slip like my car keys.
Yep. A little snacky snack.
Yeah, a little snack. All the water, of course. Your phone. I mean, so.
Chapstick.
Yeah, all the things. What else was I gonna?
Like a rain jacket? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, rain jacket. Oh, so I was gonna say, like this one has a pocket for garbage.
Oh,
so if you do like a gel pouch, because it might get sticky on the outside, it's for like your garbage specifically. So don't leave your garbage.
Genius. I'm going to have to look and see, because I have a Salomon vest too, but I don't know if mine has a garbage little pocket. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
And I love the color of yours.
Thank you.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but kind of having a vest and a place to put things is going to help you be more prepared while you're out there.
Yeah.
To have the snacks, the hydration.
Yeah, and there's tons of different, like if a vest isn't your style, they make lots of different like belts, whatever, like my naked belt.
Yeah.
I could put like a water and snacks and stuff in too, but yeah.
All the pockets are great on that one. And maybe even like some Band-Aids or something just in case. Be prepared.
Yes. Are you saying I'm going to fall?
I'm probably going to fall.
Okay.
I try not to be clumsy, but I don't know. Things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of those things are great. And then being prepared, having a watch with GPS would be one of the best things. So I just found this out. Some of the newer Garmins have active track. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, so good.
So good. So it will email a list of your contacts, your entire route, and then displays your progress in real time to them.
That's awesome.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Especially if you're out and about. Like, I was thinking about this when the boys went ram hunting last fall.
Yeah.
They had their GPS tracker that would like drop real time. And I'm not saying we need like that exact Garmin, especially if it's a daytime trail or something. Yeah. But like to have that GPS that drops real time location would be great, especially if weather rolls in and you're stuck or you don't have cell phone service, something like that would be great. But other good things to have for trail running, on top of good shoes, I feel like good socks are a must.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I just got them from the running store downtown. Again, they're great. But it's like a German brand called Falke.
Okay.
And they're thinner than like the socks I have been running in. So when I first put them on, it was like, oh, this is really nice. So, and then they have a little bit of like a reflectiveness to it too, so they have a little safety feature with it,
and they're made out of a different type of fur, which is vicuna,
that's right.
Which looks like an alpaca, but they're different. And here in town we have a farm down the road from us that has these animals, and they are so cute.
I mean, they hundreds of these little, I always thought they were alpacas. Yeah, I did too.
Until I learned, no, they are these vicunas.
Yes.
And if I could have another job and be able to have more animals, this would be on my dream wish list of animals to have.
Because they're kind of like high quality,
like wool that they produce. I mean, I heard that these people harvest the wool and send them off to New York and have like these very expensive socks made. So I don't know if it's the same animals that are making your socks, but I'm talking like they can be like $50 socks.
Oh my gosh.
Your Falkes were not
very reasonably priced. Yeah.
Reasonably priced. But yeah, their fur is just so luxurious. I want them because they're cute, the animals because they're cute, but then like you and mom could have it for your knitting wool.
Thank you.
I would help with that.
Okay.
Yep, you're welcome. But anyways, those are great. I just ordered some Feetures as well for those socks. Really cushiony, and a lot of them have options for like plantar fasciitis support. Oh, nice. So I've been using them. I will report back like after a longer term and let you know how my feet feel after them. And then if your feet get sore again, try out some Feetures. You're welcome. Yes. And then I like, as a woman, I just feel like a really good sports bra, because you're changing elevations where you're at, like, very quickly, right? Like the rocky terrain, like you're going up on rocks. I'm just
like,
saying,
like sea level and level. Like, how is this? I didn't realize.
No, sea level versus elevation has no impact on them. But I'm just saying, like, you're going.
Like, what's her name from Mean Girls that can, like, tell the weather?
Yeah.
I can be like, I'm at 7,000 feet.
No, I'm saying, like, you're going up on a higher rock, like you're bouncing around more on the trail.
Yes,
okay. So, like, a really good sports bra to hold everything in would be very helpful while you're out and about.
I think, right, like, for women, I mean, I pay a little bit extra for, like, the sports bras I really like.
Yeah.
But they're high quality.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. And then I don't really have any good rain jackets per se, like, on hand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My emergency rain poncho is still in its little box.
Yeah.
On my bedside table that Jesse got me for Christmas, like, a couple of years ago.
Oh, I was going to say, well, Christmas was only a few months ago. It hasn't been the rainy season yet.
Like, a year ago. Like, not this last. Like, because I feel like he got me when I was, like, hiking a lot and stuff like that. He got me, like, a couple little things that, so I should put that in my vest.
Yes, okay. A list of things to do.
Yes.
Use the equipment you have. Yeah. Well, we did one trail run together, kind of when you were starting your running journey and I was getting more obsessed with you and more obsessed with running. It's like, we should try this. Let's wake up one day and go run. Yeah. And in my mind, I thought road running. And then you were like, wait, I have a good idea.
Yeah. And let's do this trail.
Yeah.
And so we did the double rainbow in town, which I feel like was pretty.
It was so pretty.
Yeah. Had some good
elevation changes.
Yes. So and it was just an out and back, just like a couple mile.
But you definitely felt the steepness. No, I mean, I'm saying, I'm not speaking you. We, in general, like, felt the steepness of that change. And then it was so pretty. We got up to the top and you could just look down and see our whole town. It was just so gorgeous to have that perspective. It was really quiet. Thinking back, I didn't have headphones for that. I think I showed up without them because that was, like, one of my first running days. And I just thought... I didn't, because that was really early on in our running journey together. Yeah. And I thought, like, oh, we'll like talk,
stay together
and talk, and then it turns out it was like, because it was like high elevation gains. You're not talking when you're running with that, and there was so much focus on where you're putting your feet. Totally. And the trail was a trail.
You're not running like side by side. You're running on a trail. There was a couple of people out. Like, there's the guy with the dog. Yep. You know, so...
You'd had to step off to the side and that sort of a thing. But I still really liked it. When it warms up and it's not so muddy and icy, I would definitely be up for finding more trails around our area and doing more of that again. Yeah. Yeah. Which you showed me that app.
Yeah. So, All Trails. I pay for the premium subscription because I think there's, like... an emergency 911, you know what I mean? Like, signal element or whatever to it. But what's really nice is you can go on, even if you're not a runner, if you're a hiker, you want to go four-wheeling or whatever, I can go in and filter the search. So I was just playing around with it earlier, but you can pick even your mileage and then, like, okay, we'll go trail running. I want there, you can select if you want there to be like a waterfall, a lake. I want to see lots of wildflowers, like little things like that. Difficulty
really
rating.
Specific.
Yeah. But it's really nice too, even if you're just going to go on a hike with your kids, because it's like, we need something to hike to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do this like 3 miles there, but there's a lake at the end. Yeah. You know, it helps with that.
Yeah, because you hiked Water Dog with Jack last summer. Yeah. Was that? Because there was a really pretty lake at the end. And that one is steep.
There's some good perks. Yeah.
Yeah. But I agree. If we would have done the double rainbow with the boys, like, it's cool because you get up to the top and you can see where you're at. Mm-hmm. But I think for kids, they'd be like, and?
Yeah.
What do we do now?
Yeah.
We turn around.
Yeah. We were, again, like, new in town, and me and Jack, maybe we did that one because that's how I know it. But, yeah, it was definitely, like, there's nothing really, like, to motivate. I think at some point, though, one of the antlers I have on our shelves we found on that trail.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that was, like, kind of cool for
it was a highlight.
But, yeah. But I have these pictures of Jack, like, holding this antler. Like,
he'll look back on it later and appreciate it, hopefully. Yeah, but I liked doing that trail running, so hopefully we can get more into it. And I know that there's a trail running group of ladies here in our area that they go out every Saturday, but shocking, our Saturdays right now are consumed with wrestling. So maybe after wrestling season is over, we can check some of those
maybe
out. But yeah, that was our really early, like, I know we talked about our official race together, but that was our first official run together. And was that Mother's Day or something? Because I remember we had dinner the day before and we were like, we should do this. And it was like very much on a whim.
Oh,
Was that Mother's Day that we did that together?
Maybe.
And we were like, this is how we're going to spend it. We're going to go run.
Yeah.
And
I feel like,
Mm-hmm. It was a gorgeous day.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went and got coffee afterwards. It was a great tradition. We went to Steam Caboose.
Love Steam Caboose.
Because there's a drive-through, but it was pretty enough. We could just sit outside.
Yeah.
And enjoy our coffee.
Mm-hmm. That was nice.
Good.
And then, isn't it like just across this, or no, it was just up the road. We had to look it up, but we like randomly found the Screen House.
Yes, which I've lived here my entire life, and I didn't know that the Screen House was there.
I think it's newer,
but I was clueless that it existed.
I know. We found it like on a whim.
But it was super cute.
Yeah.
And so I think it must have been Mother's Day because I was like, well, I'm going to treat myself to outdoor flowers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was such a mom day. Like, let's just do this trail run and we'll get coffee and let's go shop for succulents. Like,
you bought a lot of succulents.
Yeah.
How are they doing right now?
I don't think they're great.
Really?
To be honest, yeah. But
Oops.
I don't know. Yeah. So, but it's fine. Let's move on.
It's fine. I mean, all of my plants died as well, but they were outdoor plants. Oh, and we got a really horrible hailstorm shortly after that, and so a lot of my outdoor flowers that I got from that succumbed quite quickly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Which is like life in Colorado. You think, oh, it's time to plant flowers, and then the weather is like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna snow and hail and ruin everything, and then it was like July by the time the weather was better.
I know.
And I'm not gonna plant flowers again after that. It's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to get more technical in this and put it on our dream wish list race.
Like a trail-y, more
a trail-y race, more of like a road race.
Okay.
Let's go to Sedona.
Love it.
Which we have been to Sedona,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't do any type of races while we were there.
No.
But I'm not opposed to going back.
No.
It was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So this race is put on by Run Sedona.
Okay.
It kind of sounds like their local running group.
Okay.
And they offer a lot of 5 and 10K distances in the park area. And the one that I was looking at is called the Sedona Stumble.
Okay. Yes.
Which, have good shoes so you don't stumble.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all trail based and it's kind of windy, curvy, a lot of that gorgeous red rock, red dirt, you know, that we saw while we were there too.
Mm-hmm.
This one is I think it's a 5K.
Okay.
We can do that. They have I guess they have a 10K option, but I think you do it twice if you wanted to do the 10K option. So same course, 5K course, you do it twice if you want to do the 10K.
Gotcha.
So I guess I think you have to sign up still. You can be like, this is so much fun. I'm going to keep going.
They're like, you owe us some more money.
Yeah, right. But they, of course, have medals and race t-shirts at the end for those who finish. But yeah, we hiked in Sedona last year.
Yeah.
Up Bell Rock.
Yeah.
And that was just really cool to see that area. Totally different landscape than what we're used to now.
Yeah. But yeah, really cool. The rock formations, the red clay is really cool.
My shoes at the end of that, though, had red clay all over them. Because remember, it had rained that morning when we were out hiking around Bell Rock. And so it was almost like this red mud. And yeah, my shoes were red for quite a while after that.
I know the boys had like red hands.
Yeah, they were drawing chalk red stuff all over the dirt. It was fun. So family friendly too.
Yeah. And
great restaurants in Sedona.
Yes.
So we will have a dream wish list as well to eat at some more of those restaurants.
We drove like into Sedona. And yeah, we were just, obviously we didn't do a whole ton of research. We were just kind of like, let's explore whatever. And we just see, like this is a restaurant and they're open. And we like went in. It was the fanciest effing place.
And you're wearing
like hiking stuff. We got our kid with us. I mean, it's like cloth napkin.
Oh, wow.
So nice.
Like white tablecloth?
White tablecloth. They had like the beautiful display of like the wine bottles behind like the glass.
Oh my gosh.
The food was really good, but it was just like, oh, hey, well, I guess we're already here.
Was the food good at least?
Really good.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we broke off and I don't remember why we are indecisive a lot about food anyways, but we pulled off to try and figure out where to go. But we found this great empanada restaurant. I still dream about those empanadas that we had.
Nice.
So good. They were like, I had one that was cream cheese and pulled pork, one that was a little bit more traditional.
Yeah.
And then the boys had like a ham and cheese one.
Nice.
They were so good. And we got some amazing hot sauce from there that we ran out of very quickly. Like we bought 2 bottles to bring home.
Oh.
And we went through them so fast, and we were just saying we need to figure out how to get more this back because it was so good.
That's
or
awesome.
we'll just go do this race.
There you go. I loved like the little shopping dining area we were at just because like every place was like coffee and crystals. Or it was like this and crystals. Like it's just like a very like
it's kind of a spiritual type place, right?
Totally. And then I was just like, oh my God, I love it. And your brother being like, oh my God, get me the F out of here. Just let's stay. This is amazing.
Let's check out all these rocks. The art, all of that. I'd go back with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Well, let's do some fast facts. These are my favorite. You prepared them this week.
Yes, I did. So, what is your favorite sandwich?
Oh, my favorite sandwich.
Where can you get it? Yes.
Okay. I love the turkey Havarti avocado from Sweeties here in town.
Yeah, Sweeties was going to be mine.
Okay, well, and if you know anything about me, I like good food, but I don't like anything really crazy. Like when you start adding on like eggs and this and this and this to a sandwich, it just gets too much. I like a really good basic sandwich. Okay. Same thing with like hamburgers. I love hamburgers, cheeseburgers, but I just like it basic. Right. Just make it
like
good.
If you can make me the best BLT, but it doesn't have to have a bunch of added stuff. You're just like make the purest, elevate the best of the simple thing.
Exactly. So that's what the turkey Havarti avocado is. I like it with sprouts. I like it with mayo and mustard. On sourdough, and their sourdough is so soft, and so it's just that combination of creamy Havarti, creamy avocado, soft bread with shaved turkey. I want that for lunch now today. So Sweeties is a for sure yes for me.
Yes, I like when I first started going there, because I'm the type of person, I don't mind trying new things or going to a new restaurant, but once I have my favorite thing from that place, it's hard for me
You're not going
to go elsewhere. I'm sorry. Don't come for me.
It's okay.
But so when I first started going there, when we first moved, I really liked the Buffalo Soldier.
What's
so the
on
buffalo
that?
chicken,
Okay.
you know, and stuff. But my newest favorite is the Rocky Balboa.
That's one of John's favorites.
Yeah, so it's got all the meats and then like the roasted red peppers and the mayo. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so good.
Usually my go-to is the turkey Havarti avocado, but I will say if I do decide to venture off of my favorite, I've never had a bad sandwich from Sweeties.
Totally.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Okay. All right. You know, I feel like we're in such a fast-paced mode. I feel like it's really easy to like binge watch that TV show.
Yeah.
But like, what movie have you watched recently that you would recommend?
Okay, well, I do have to, on the record, say I did finally watch Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
So we'll cross that off to say I
Nice,
did
nice,
watch
nice.
that. I mean, if you haven't, go ahead and watch it because I could see how it would be a classic.
Yeah.
My honest opinion of it, though,
I
is
love
like...
this, though. You were like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, tell me what you think. And then you came at me with...
I mean, it just seemed to escalate so quickly.
I love it.
Like, they go on a girls' trip, boom, kill a guy, and now which it seems like they could have hired a really good self-defense lawyer and say self-defense. Yeah. I get that she also could have walked away. But anyways, the end, I was like, it seemed like the entire country looking for them.
Yeah.
I just was not expecting, I should have expected a dramatic ending.
Yeah.
Because clearly they couldn't survive going off a cliff.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was good. I just thought it escalated really quickly.
Yeah. I think it's definitely because that came out in the late 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like it's like a typical 80s type. You know what I mean? You look back and you're like, that seemed appropriate for the time.
Yes.
But I think because it's hard to think like, well, there would be like cameras and there would be like, you know what I mean? Like
the technology was way different then.
Yeah, but yeah.
So anyways, I just have to say that I watched that. That's not my answer. Okay. I vowed to watch it before a race. I watched it.
You did. Good job.
Okay. But the newest movie that I watched recently it was really good was Pain Hustlers.
Okay, I've seen it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, you should watch it. It was really good. It was about kind of over-prescribing a type of fentanyl, and it was based on a true story from like 2012-ish, I think, but the movie just released. So it's just about a drug rep kind of pushing the script to make a whole bunch of money. So it's kind of like a big pharma movie. Yeah. And the ripple effect that can happen from it. So I really liked it. And then at the end they kind of do a flashback to some of the real news clips from the time. Cool. So yeah. That's my answer.
Nice.
What's your movie?
Well, I have a couple, I guess, really quickly. Oppenheimer was so good. He was a scientist during the Manhattan Project. And so it kind of goes back and forth between his time on the project and then he was put on trial afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
can you watch that one?
Netflix.
Okay.
No, I watched it on Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I think you can watch it on Prime and stuff, but I don't think it's on Netflix yet. And then I just watched Maestro with Bradley Cooper, and he like wrote it, directed it.
Okay.
And it's about I forget his first name, but Bernstein was his last name. And he composed the music to the original West Side Story. Cool. But he had kind of a very unconventional marriage, and that's what it focuses. Okay. Like, that's the focus. But it was very good.
I will add it to my list. I want to watch that one.
List.
Okay.
What is your latest guilty pleasure?
My latest guilty pleasure? Like anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if it's latest, but it continues to be Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, love it.
I mean,
do you have a one that you like that you always search for or go for?
Nope.
Just whatever sounds good?
Honestly, John is the one I'm like, babe, I feel like ice cream. Just find me one that sounds like me, and he brings that home. Nice. And I just am a fan of all ice cream. Yeah. And if it's in the house, I will eat it, but sometimes I'm like, I just want that Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Yeah.
It's good.
It's so good. What's yours?
I think, I'm going to go back to TV shows.
Okay.
Because my latest one, and I think we've talked about this, one of of my things is like if something's hyped up too much, I almost go out of my way to not read it, watch it, do, whatever it is. So I started Riverdale the other night.
Okay.
And I get it. Like, it's so good.
All right. I haven't started it.
Yeah. But, so it's based on, like, the Archie comics.
Uh-huh.
Which I read as a kid.
Okay.
But they have all the characters, like Archie and Veronica and Betty and Jughead.
Fun.
They're all, like, represented.
Uh-huh.
But the reason it's a guilty pleasure is because it's one of those... So, I think it originally aired on the CW. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things where it's like these kids... are in high school, but it doesn't seem like anyone's going to class.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They're like solving mysteries and doing this, that it's like, what is happening here?
It's like the modern day, like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. But it's just like, what school is this that like no one's ever in class?
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah. Do you live by any words of wisdom?
I read a book last summer.
Okay.
Let me think. It was by Myrna Valerio.
Okay.
And it was her autobiography. So she's an ultra runner.
Oh, okay.
And she's an amazing woman. And an awesome thing about her is like she's not setting records on any of her races. She's just going out there and doing it. And in her book, too, she talks about a lot of the races that she wasn't able to finish.
Oh, okay.
But she still got out there and tried. And one of the quotes from her book was, lean into the discomfort.
Okay.
And I think that can be applicable to your runs.
Yeah.
To life. To stress. Right? And like if you lean into it and embrace it instead of avoid it, I think it's easier to overcome what you're facing in the moment. So I loved her book. Highly recommend it. And a lot of her ultra runs too talked about trails as well. So I remember reading that thinking like, I want to do more of that. But yeah.
Nice.
Lean into the discomfort.
Yeah, I like that.
What's yours?
I like, I have two. One that I heard like a while ago that I like is you don't know what you can't do until you try. Mm-hmm. So like how many barriers you put in front of yourself for like no reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and then just recently on a podcast, I'm not going to get it exactly right, but I'm going to get the essence.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was like could have isn't a goal. So I never want to be like, well, I should have done that or I could have done that to like make sure that like I'm doing the things that I want to do.
Love it. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like a period at the end of that sentence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing that one.
You're welcome. And last, who is your dream dinner party guest, dead or alive?
Okay. I just finished recently watching The Crown.
Okay.
So kind of obsessed with the royals more than I ever have been in my life before. I didn't know much about them.
Yeah.
I think it would be really interesting to sit down with Queen Elizabeth.
Oh.
Think of what she saw in her life.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Queen Elizabeth.
I like it. Mm-hmm. I like it more so than Diana if you had to pick like one royal.
Ooh. Can I do like one on a Friday night, one on a Saturday night, and then compare notes?
Yeah.
You're right. Diana would be great
because when you first started it, I thought, when you first started explaining, I thought you were going to say Diana. Just like, tell me what it was really like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I would.
But Elizabeth would be great just because like she's been alive long. I mean, right, the things she's seen. Totally.
Right. I mean, I was going to say my grandma because I just miss her and I would love to. But she was also born in the early 1900s. Yeah. Right? And so, like, just to think about what they saw in their lifespan of 90 plus years would have been amazing. I mean, I obviously had that opportunity with my grandma.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
The Queen would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think I would... Let's see, Friday night. So now we're giving a double dinner here. I would want to go with someone like Lucille Ball.
Oh, yes.
Someone who, is just like from an older time.
Oh, dang it. I have another one now,
but
too.
Just seems so like classy.
Yes.
But like she just revolutionized like so much stuff.
Right.
In like the television era. And I think.
Can we say like March is Women's National History Month?
There you go. Yeah.
So this is perfect.
Yeah.
Lucille Ball should be on that list for sure.
Yeah. So I just feel like someone who was just brave and strong and like,
Yes.
but just seems so classy and all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm curious what your Saturday night is.
I know. Did I lose it in my head? I lost it.
Oh, okay. Well, I can give you an option.
Okay.
Betty White?
I'm sorry, don't come for me. I just don't have a thing for Betty White.
Oh, okay. When Jeremiah was very little, like I'm talking under a year old to probably 2.5, he would wake up super early, and one of the only things on in the morning was the Golden Girls.
Funny.
And so he would like calm himself to that theme, and I had the theme song downloaded on my phone for road trips to calm him. So prior to Jeremiah being here with us, I wasn't really much of like a Golden Girls favorite fangirl, but like now it's part of us in our history. And anyways, I would totally chat with Betty White.
Nice.
Yeah. So, well, that's fun.
Yeah.
If you think of Saturday night, let me know. It's okay.
I feel like I had it. When you were talking about yours, I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Royals.
Well, whoever you don't invite in the Royals, I'll invite to mine.
Yeah, Royals are always welcome at my dinner party.
Because just putting that out there for anybody who would like to come.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Well, let's get into our listener story. These are always so relatable. I say this every week, but this one holds kind of a special place in my heart for what she does for a living. So this is from Lauren G. from Texas.
Okay.
And she said, never in my life would have thought that running would become a passion of mine.
Yeah.
How many of us can say that?
Yeah.
Right? But growing up, she played recreational softball for a few years and enjoyed that she could run fairly fast in that sport. But she was like, distance, not for me. Like, I'm not going to go out for miles at a time. And she was the kid who opted for PE credits and band versus trying out for sports in school.
Okay.
I get that. Relatable. Her running journey, though, started in 2021 after purchasing a treadmill and a fitness program, which was iFit for her, where she could do walks, hikes, and jogs all over the world.
Okay.
And I will say, this winter has been so rough with the weather that sometimes I do wish I had a treadmill at my house, because I would love to do those virtual runs.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm going to run through the Great Wall of China or alongside it.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like this close to buying a treadmill.
Really?
Like over the winter. And then luckily Jesse was like, but where are we going to put it?
I know.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta ruin my dreams.
I know. That was my thing too. I'm like, well, I could push my desk off to the side.
Yeah.
I will find room for it.
Who needs a bed? It's fine.
Yeah.
Just...
Running is life.
Yeah.
So I get that. But she started doing that and got to see some places virtually all over the world. Mm-hmm. So cool. So she's a respiratory therapist.
Okay.
In a large hospital in Dallas. And she said that she was on the front lines during the pandemic.
Okay.
And so I'm a nurse, and I took care of patients through the pandemic, but our hospital's a lot smaller. And so we did see a lot of COVID patients, but nothing like I'm sure what these major metropolis cities were seeing in their hospitals, and especially respiratory therapists. So she said she was in the thick of it, on the front lines, and being a respiratory therapist, they were inundated with patients with the virus, and these patients were being put on ventilators in droves, and it felt like she was working like a 600-bed hospice unit instead of their normal like post-op surgery patients. You know, it went from one extreme to the other. And so she said gone were the days of like simple surgeries. Those were all canceled if they were not emergent. Mm-hmm. And patients who were low acuity were sent home to save space in the hospital. And she said family, during that time, you were forbidden to visit. Mm-hmm. If you were not yourself admitted in the hospital, you couldn't really even set foot in the hospital. And kind of the same thing here. And so they took on that role of being advocates for their patients. They were therapists, patients are talking to them. They were the shoulder to cry on. They were motivators. They had to facilitate FaceTime visits with family and patients. And we did a lot of that too. And it was a heavy time. And so she said she started to feel like numb in a way, taking on that workload. And you're just seeing the same thing day in and day out. And so she started to feel a lot of anxiety also about, is she going to get sick? Is she going to bring that home to her family, to her kids? And she even cared for a patient during that time that was positive for Ebola. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, COVID, Ebola, all these things, what's going on? And so she just really was starting to feel overwhelmed with all of this. And she was put into a quarantine during that time for being exposed to Ebola. Thankfully, she didn't contract it, but she was in quarantine for those 26 days, waiting to see if she was going to contract any symptoms. But she says, circling back to running, is that during that time, she decided that she needed to do something for her mental and physical health to get back on track. And so at that point in time, she still didn't want to run. She didn't think that it was something she would ever enjoy. Yeah. And she was enjoying doing walking all over the world. Like, I'm going to just go on these paths and walk. And that she was really reluctant to thinking about jogging and increasing her distance. And she was trying to figure out well, why can't I? Why don't I want to? And she's like, I couldn't come up with anything. Mm-hmm. I couldn't come up with a good reason not to. So she slowly started doing these jogging intervals and getting faster, and realized she was more comfortable with breathing and going longer distances and being able to increase her pace. And then she started to think about all the patients that she had taken care of and that they had passed away or had a major impact on their health. And she thought, I'm going to run for all of those who can't. And quick side note on that, which kind of was my running journey also, but I was really sick about 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago. And I was in the ICU for a week, and my babies were really little then. And I kept telling myself, I have to get better. And that was kind of the catalyst to my health journey in general, not necessarily running. But since I've been running and, you have all this time to think back and reflect on, it's you and your thoughts out there while you're running. And that's my own thought for me when I'm out running, is I think I would have given anything 5 years ago when I was in that hospital bed to be out running now. So don't make excuses to yourself about not doing it. You can keep going, because in my mind, I would have given anything to be doing this now. So I'm going to use my body and be thankful for it. So I'm glad that she has that same mentality, and she's like, no, I'm going to run for everybody that can't.
Right, yeah.
So, and she says at this point now, she's completely hooked. She's running 2 to 5 miles a day, 5 to 6 days a week. And she signed up for her first 5K in May 2023 and almost did 1 race per month.
Nice.
She jumped into a 10K last August, and then this year completed her first half marathon with 2 more to go.
Nice.
And in October, she's going to be traveling to Lake Powell for another half marathon, which sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she said she's found that the running community is such a supportive group of people, and it's a sport where you're in competition with yourself, and you are genuinely happy for everyone else, no matter where they are in their own running journey.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's a competitive sport, but it's not.
Yeah.
And that's something that I love about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing your story.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was a good one. Well, next week we're going to have even more great stories for you guys.
Yes.
Good luck to you as a wrestling mom this week.
Thank you. I know. We're home this week though?
1 more week.
Okay.
1 more week away.
I'm just looking so forward to driving 15 minutes.
Instead of an hour and a half or 2 hours. So
yeah.
Soon enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for listening to Run in Her Shoes. Run in Her Shoes podcast is produced and edited by Amber Linza and Robin Ogden. It's time to run, sister.